So in my last video, I briefly mentioned this building here. This is the 2025 modular building. It's the Tutor corner. Now this is an absolutely gorgeous Lego build. This cost 350 Australian dollars, $240 US, or $200 Canadian, or I think £200 UK. Not 100% sure. Check out Giant Bricks' review if you want to look at more to do with the value of this set. But we're just going to do a quick 360 here of the entire building before we get into the closer details. This Lego set has 3,266 pieces, I think. You can double check me, I might be wrong. Somewhere around that number. But let's have a look at some of the details. So right here at the front, obviously there's an angle right here. I really enjoy building that. Obviously not as impressive as the boutique hotel from 2022, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless to have angled sections in Lego builds. All this foliage I really love. It's really nice. Nice parts usage here of the droid legs. They're a bit hard to see. I might just pop one of these out. No, you don't want to come out? Okay. But yeah. Down here is the door with the grey piece. I think this is a new door for 2025 if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong. Obviously there's a sign here for the old guarded. In fact, I'll take that tile off so you can see it better. You can see there's that nice ornate gold with the goats. Table and chair down here for the guarded in. These nice red awnings provide a nice pop of colour against that dark green. There's these container pieces here down at the bottom used for support. There's the haberdashery over here, which is this light blue building. Uses these quill pieces for the sign, which is really nice. Here's that printed tile. It's the rounded 2x4 tile, which is always nice to get. Stock standard light pole just here. Down here in the corner there's this printed, or just not printed, these tile pieces here with this nice design, and then the fence on the corner. It's a little bit strange that there's just a small piece of fence on the corner just here. But yeah, going to this side, there's obviously the nice clock with the printed 3x3 tiles in gold. Looks really, really good. The usage of the paint roller pieces for these hanging pots is really cool. Just take that off so you can see it better. The gold of these bar pieces here is really nice. Cool to get these minifigure arm skeleton pieces in gold. On this side of the building, the staircase leads up to the second floor, obviously. Over here, more foliage. Down here is a dumpster that just has a rotten fish inside in the bright spring green. Around here, around back, this is the most plain side. It doesn't look ugly by any means. Obviously there's the two standard Technic connections on these two back sides. These two actually have the Technic pins in them. And yeah, that's pretty much most of the stuff on the outside. The last thing is just the main thing, the really nice Tutor style build up here. The dark red for the roof and the white for the boards is really nice. There's a couple of chimneys up here just out of frame. I'll just take this off so you can see it better. Oops. Oh, things are falling apart. Okay. Yeah, so these angles are really clean. Like, there's hardly any gaps in here. It's so nice. This is a little bit dusty. I've had this sitting around for a while. Sorry about that. These angled pieces are really like the simplest way that you can do that. I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, it was really cool to build that part. So that's pretty much it for the outside. Just forgot to mention all these two prints here with the menu sign. I've just moved that out of the way so you can see it better. Just in here, these two 2x3 printed tiles, no stickers in the set. And then there's this lamp here. that's pretty much it for the outside now, for real. So let's take a look at the inside of the building. We'll start with the top floor, which is the apartment for the cat lady. Pieces are flying off everywhere. Sorry about that. Now, here's the apartment building. Here's where you come up from the stairs, just in here. There's that 2x2 printed tile on the wall with the sunflower lanyard. Great to see. There's a bookshelf just here with some books on it. It's a bit weird. The teal there is coming up as blue on the camera. It's a little bit odd. There's a terrarium in here with a couple of beetles. Then this little window area is nice. Cat scratching post and then a ball of yarn. There's a couch here for the owner to sit on, and a coffee table in the middle, and then this rug. Then there's lights above the couch, and then in the corner just down here, as you can see, there's a sink and then a kitty litter box on the floor. And then there's the food and water for the cat with that rounded 1x2 plate. And then the ladder here that goes up to the top for the roof access. There's just a fern right here with the new fern pieces. And that's pretty much it for the apartment building. Just go back to the roof here. There's 2 chimneys on the roof. Then there's the roof access. This chimney, it's a fake one, goes to nothing. As you can see, the staircase is right there, the hole. But this one goes down to a fireplace in the clockmaker's workshop. We'll take a look at that soon. So let's take a look at the clockmaker's workshop. This is the entrance. You can see the little light there on the door. This brown door right here leads into the staircase to go up to the apartment. On this wall you can see there's another door that leads into the closet here with a classic old style vacuum cleaner. And this room is just packed with clocks. There's clocks and clocks and clocks everywhere. As you can see, there's a cuckoo clock on the wall there, a grandfather clock, the big tall one, another cuckoo clock above the desk, and then actually on the desk there's a bunch of small clock work pieces and like bits and bobs everywhere. There's the magnifying glass. I'll move that just out of the way that you can see there's another clock being worked on. There's a lamp here to light up the area. There's an hourglass back there, and then the set of drawers at the back with presumably more clock making supplies. Here's the fireplace I spoke of earlier. You can barely see that little flame in there. 5 studs wide, great use of pieces. There's a clock above that, obviously with the 2x2 printed tile. A couple more clocks on this table. The use of the hinge piece for the drawer handle is clever. A couple more clocks here on the wall with the bigger clock tiles. Another smaller clock on the table, and then in this corner, my favourite clock of all of them. It's the grandfather clock. This was a really nice build. As you can see, it uses that Technic cam piece in dark grey, and it uses some brackets and lots of cool techniques, so look forward to that. And that's pretty much the clock workshop. Now let's take a look at the ground floor. Now this is the ground floor. We'll start with the inn, the brick inn, the guarded inn, whatever you want to call it. So just in the entrance here there's another menu with the 2x3 tile, and then there's the door, the light above the door. There's a little booth here in the diagonal section that has the red chairs and the flower. Along here there's a classic 2x2 printed tile, and then another clock referencing the clock workshop upstairs. Back here is a door. I'll open that up. That leads to the bathroom which is easier to access via the staircase here. This arch piece is designed to get your thumb under, and you can just lift up the piece of the staircase, and then you can see the bathroom in there. Not much to see, just a toilet and toilet paper. So let's continue looking a bit inside. Great use of the ice cream cone piece for a light. This doorway here leads to the kitchen. We'll take a little closer look at that in a minute. The counter here, the desk with the red chairs, the two lights with the minifigure heads, and then there is the British breakfast there on the table, and then the red coffee mugs, and then a coffee machine back there, then a bunch of other bits and pieces on that back wall, yeah, including the 5-cent coin. And over here is a typewriter. Well, it's not a typewriter actually, it's a cash register, but the typewriter there is a really clever use of that piece. I've removed this wall. This wall here is designed to be removed so you can easily access the kitchen. As you can see, there is the kitchen with the range hood, all the ovens and stoves in there. There's a sausage, and then the sauce bottles, and then a sink, and then another clock referencing the clock workshop. Let's put this wall piece back in. Then in the haberdashery, there's the front desk with the scissors and the cash register. Then on this back wall, there's a fedora in light grey, and then the paperboy hat in the dark green. Then there's a bunch of fabric on this wall here with the 1x1 cylinders in magenta, light lavender, orange, and dark red. Then there's more fabric down there with the dark pink, dark red, red, green, dark green, lime green, white, spring green, and yellow. And then above those, there is a bowler hat in the black, a beanie in the lavender, and then another paperboy hat in the light grey. Down on this wall, there's a couple of umbrellas in pink and in black. There's actually another umbrella with one of the minifigures. And then this minifigure here, it's not actually a person, it is a mannequin, as you can see there with the white head and the arms. It's got the suit that just goes in the front of the shop. I broke something off. That is the inside of the haberdashery. Love this tile design, by the way. I have no idea what to call those black diagonal 2x2 cut-off tile pieces, if that's what you want to call them. Let me know what they're called. But yeah, that is the interior of this building. So let's go ahead and place the floors back on this building, starting with the clockmaker's workshop. That just goes on there. And then the apartment up top. So that's the building. Now let's take a closer look at the minifigures. So here are the minifigures. As you can see, we have this is the inn owner, the cook. Great to see some short hair there for the female figure. This is just meant to be a civilian customer for your building. There's another, as I was talking about earlier, the pink umbrella. The cat lover lady, I love those headphones pieces, so cool. There's the clockmaker there with the glasses and the moustache and the apron. Here's the haberdashery owner in the light grey suit. Then the chimney sweeper with the gear piece there, and there's a dark brown paperboy hat. So you actually get 3 of those paperboy hats. Nice to see. Now, some of these have alternate faces. I will show you which ones have alternate faces. So the inn owner has an alternate face. The cook has an alternate face. The civilian has an alternate face. In fact, I think all but, yeah, these 5 here all have alternate faces. Nothing for these 2 though. And so that is the minifigures. Let's go ahead and put all their headgear pieces back on. And that is the minifigures. of the building. Now for the cat lover lady, there's also this bike, and that just comes with the cat, the two cats there in white and dark tan. And then, yeah, it's a nice little build. Just noticed this little basket piece has come off. That was, actually, where was this from? I can't actually tell. Ah, over this side. There it is. There we go, that must have fallen off. But yes, that is the Tutor Corner. Thanks for watching.